Welcome into another edition of SE Checks In, presented by First Texoma National Bank. We have a very, very special guest with us today, former Southeastern Savage, Crystal Robinson. Crystal, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's always good to talk to Savage Nation again. So I'm excited to be here.
We love it. Crystal played basketball at Southeastern from 1993 to 1996, and I'm going to have to go to the notes for this to talk about everything that she did for Southeastern, because when you talk about the greatest basketball player to ever come through Southeastern, we're talking to her right now. She's from Atoka, Oklahoma. Like I said, Savage women's basketball, 1993 to 1996, a three-time All-American, a four-time OIC Player of the Year. Her jersey number 40 is retired. She's in the Southeastern Athletics Hall of Fame, the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame. She was the Rookie of the Year in the American Basketball League for the Colorado Explosion, then also played in the WNBA for the New York Liberty and the Washington Mystics. So she has had quite the basketball career after leaving Southeastern. Just some records she's had at Southeastern: 60 points in a game versus that school from Ada. I won't give them any love on this. So 60 points there. 1,032 points in a season. She averaged 30.4 points per game, 420 rebounds in a season, 191 season assists, 130 steals in a season, 3,023 career points, 1,165 career rebounds, 547 career assists, and 376 career steals. Those are all records that she currently holds at Southeastern. So, wow, that is a fantastic career. So
I just have to say this. I don't want to butt in, but I have to say this because I played for a lot of championships at Southeastern and never won one, but I did finally win a WNBA championship.
Yes, you did.
So I finally, I tell people all the time that I'm the best loser, Like I've either playing for championships everywhere, but I finally feel good that I finally won one. So
well, and that is true. WNBA champion on top of that as well. So we'll kind of get started there. Growing up in Atoka, being from Atoka, what was that like for you?
I grew up in Stringtown, actually. I went to high school in Atoka, so it was awesome. Growing up in a place where there's hunting, fishing, it was a lot to do at all times. Growing up, so I mean, I can't complain about my childhood. Like I learned some invaluable skills here. And lifetime friendships, still the same people that I'm friends with right now. I still have the same friends I had when I was in first grade for the most part. So, yeah.
So, why Southeastern?
Why Southeastern? That's an interesting question. Honestly, to tell you the truth, that was about the only way I could get Dr. Parham and Nick Keith to leave me alone. Like, I had transferred back from La Tech, and when I tell you they put the full court press on me, it seems like everywhere I went, they were there.
Yeah.
They were talking to me. And then Cindy Cochran said, she went to Southeastern and she was like, it's my alma mater, just go look. So I actually went to make her happy, and I just liked the people. And it's one of the best decisions I ever made. I'm in a situation where I can pick up the phone and call my athletic directors, or most players can't do that. You don't have that kind of connection or relationship in the big schools that I got to have at Southeastern. And I got to feel like I was a part of the campus, not like I was the big person on campus, but I played tennis, and like I got to feel like I got to have a life as an athlete. That's the best way to say it.
That's awesome. So what was it like playing at Southeastern? Obviously, three-time All-American, and I talk to people all the time that got to watch you play, whether they were a fan or a former student athlete, and they said you would take over games and dominate. But what was it like for you playing at Southeastern with your teammates and all that?
It was, honestly, to tell you the truth, we had such a good synergy as players and teammates. But I think it had a lot to do, and that you would have to probably interview them and ask them. This is my take on it, but I'm speaking. So I would take over games, but I also wasn't out there just trying to score. If I really just was about Crystal, I could have averaged 60 points. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I could have averaged just about anything I wanted. But in games that we were going to win easy, I just I did what I needed to do to win, to let other people have their moments. And when I think that I gained their trust. So in games that I needed to score 60 points, no one was saying I was selfish. That's what we needed to do to win, and everybody wanted to win. So I had such a good experience with the teammates that I had at Southeastern. Me and Natalie Gray, Maziah D, we still talk often, actually. Natalie's come to several of my games, her and her mother, as a player and as a coach.
So you mentioned who you played for, Coach Keith. What was it like playing for the legend, Coach Nick Keith?
It was great playing for Nick. We had such a seamless relationship. I don't know. I guess it's a good thing that I wasn't really a problem player, because Nick was the easiest going guy in the world. So, but when you did get in trouble from him, it would be guilt that would make you feel bad. That's how nice he was. I loved playing for Nick. I became a part of his family, him and Lola and Kayla and all those girls. Kayla and his family, I'm still close with. We still talk to. And it was great playing for Nick. That's all I can say. I think we learned a lot together.
You know, I never got to know him, but everybody that I talked to about him, that's the same thing is you wanted to play for him because he was such a good person. And then at the end of the day, when you did get in trouble, you just hit the nail on the head. You feel guilty.
Yeah, you're right. Agreed with you.
So you go through Southeastern, you have all you get national recognition and all that. Talk to me about what happened after Southeastern, where you went, what you did that led up to your WNBA championship.
After Southeastern, I got drafted in the Colorado in the ABL, by the Colorado Explosion. And Cheryl Estes, who is a coach, she was a coach for Wayland Baptist. She got a head coaching job for Colorado Explosion. She drafted me with her very last draft pick, and she basically told me, you were great at the NAIA level, and you might not be that good at this level, but I want you to have this experience, and I hope you can handle it. And I said, if you can play somebody on the court better than me, I'll be the biggest cheerleader. I ended up being Rookie of the Year that year.
Yes.
In that league. So that's where I went, and then the ABL didn't make it, and then I was drafted 6th overall by the New York Liberty. So I played in 3 WNBA shows. I played 1 year for Washington Mystics. When I became a free agent, my coach Richie Adebayo had left and went to Washington. I was a system player. I was never the kind of player who just could get out there and make moves and beat people, but off options and understanding and learning, having a high IQ, I excelled at that. So I stayed with him because I was good. I wanted to be in a system. I didn't want to be put in all players are not right for rights. Different systems is the best way to say it. So I stayed with what I knew I was good at.
So you play in the WNBA, you get done playing, and you start coaching. Talk to me about your coaching career and what you've done and what you've been able to do.
I first went on Washington Mystics staff. I coached there for a year and a half when Tree was fired. Then I came back here to McAllister. Their coach took I think a softball coaching job in college, like 2 weeks before school started. And one of my friends that taught there called me, and I ended up going there to teach. We won state there. And then from there, I actually took Murray State's head coaching job in the second semester there. And I was coaching both McAllister High School and Southeastern. It's not Southeastern, Murray State. At the end of the year, I took over Murray State full time. I was there for 4 years. They did make it to the national championship the year after I left with all the players that I brought there. And then I went to Utah State and was Jerry Finkbinder's assistant from Southern Nazarene that beat us twice. I was his assistant at Utah State, and then I went to TCU and then got back in the WNBA. So kind of a long stint. I did coach at Atoka for a while too. Third, I was coaching high school, but I taught K through 5 PE, and I coached 3rd through 12 basketball. So that's kind of it in a nutshell, what I did.
Well, and the thing that I always respect and love is, you go all these places, but we met last year in a random baseball series. You were just up on campus checking out Southeastern athletics and what was going on. And so you're very visible on campus when you get the chance. And we love that when you just come back and sneak in and just, oh, I was at the baseball game. And so that's super important to us. We love that you that you come back. So you've got something big coming up on April 26th. You've got a new book coming out. You want to tell us about that and what that's going to be?
Yeah. First, I'd like to say this, though. I need to come back more. I would love to, like, now that my life is settling down, I'm getting into thought leadership speaking, like, I'm visible more. Like, I love Southeastern, and anything that I can do to bring people or some attention to Southeast Oklahoma State, because it gave me so much. Like, I can't even begin to tell you the connections and the people that still I have connections with from being at Southeastern. So I want to say that first. I need to be back there more for sure. And my book, my memoir, Finding Myself, it's coming out April 26th. I wrote the book. Everybody's like, oh, you wrote a book. I'm like, well, actually, I started out, went to counseling, and they told me to journal for my feelings. And I just started journaling. And I ended up with 6 journals of stuff, just things in my life that made me happy, things that made me sad, experiences I went through. And I had a friend that wrote for the New York Post, and I sent it all to her. And she said, this is great material, Krista. It's not organized. It could be a great book. So I actually wrote it over 15 years ago, and just kind of decided to do something with it. So I wrote it because I think that it can help people. I think so many people think that you look at a professional athlete or other people, and the surface layer, you think everything's perfect, and everybody has a story. Everybody has ups and downs. Everybody goes through things, and it's not a shameful thing. It's what the things that make us who we are. And I think when you embrace those things, it forces other people to embrace them. They either embrace them or they leave you alone. So either way, you win.
Mm-hmm.
So, so that my book, Finding Myself, is out. And I think that a lot of people in this area have watched me play for a long time, but I don't think they know anything about what it took to get there.
Right.
The road is, and I think the road to where you get is where you gain the most, not the final destination. So.
Well, I pre-ordered my copy.
I wear bifocals and I don't know, my glasses are in the car, so I'm squinting.
That's okay. So I already pre-ordered my copy. I'm really excited to read it and to learn more about your process and what got you where you are today. And I think it's important to hear other people's stories, because some of us have similar stories and some of us don't. But it's nice to learn about people and other things and other avenues and things they've had to do to overcome to get where they need to be. So you can go over to Amazon.com and pre-order that. Comes out April 26th. We would love to see all of our Savage Nation pre-order that book and get involved and really talk about that.
And Seth, I would love, like, there's going to be a lot of people in this area buy that book. We'll do it. I would love to find a place to where I could come centrally where people can sign the book. I mean, you follow me on Facebook, you see the reaction that I've got. There's going to be a significant amount of people that would like it signed. What better place to bring them?
Oh, I'd love to see them. I'd love to see them on our campus. So that's a great idea, and I'm actually going to write it down as we speak, because I think that would be fantastic to be able to do that. Because we don't have very many high-profile athletes that write about a book and that want to come back to campus and showcase our campus and also talk about their book and all that. So we'll definitely work on that. I ask everybody this, and the responses I get are fantastic. And I'm gonna ask you, what does Southeastern Oklahoma State University mean to you?
Everything. Southeastern Oklahoma State, when you go there, you leave with a family. You don't go there, you gain much more than the education at Southeastern. And being in an area and a place where rural America, with everything that's going on in the world today, the race, the political things going on today, I feel very, very proud that I lived in rural America in the middle of the Bible Belt in a time and an era where it wasn't common. I won't say it wasn't common, but I sat in a lot of living rooms with a lot of white people that didn't ever have like Black people in their homes.
Mm-hmm.
Southeastern, I came to a place that I never felt anything other than a great athlete and loved by the people there. So it means everything to me. It gave me confidence to go out in the world, and the way I carry myself and the way I represent myself has a lot to do with the people that I encountered at Southeastern. So everything, that's what Southeastern means to me.
Those are very powerful words, and I appreciate you saying those things, because you know those mean a lot, and it hits the nail on the head.
Cherry will tell you, and excuse the kids. Cherry will tell you, I communicate with her and Keith often. Well, her more than Keith, but I'm not on campus. I do come when I'm in town, but I love Southeastern. I'll always bleed blue and gold. And I was just talking to my friend Jeremy about this the other day. One of the best memories in my life, and I'll always remember, is Bloomer Sullivan being packed in the chants and the chop.
Yeah.
Like that, those things were, I can think about those things and still feel that same adrenaline from those times. So those memories will be with me forever.
You know, I enjoy going back and looking at the pictures of Bloomer Sullivan packed, and just, you know, seeing the students, and I can almost hear the environment that it was, but it probably is nothing compared to what it was in person.
Yeah, it was amazing. And I think that a lot of people gained a lot of happiness through those times. So.
No question. So I always ask this too as we close out. First off, I appreciate you sitting down and talking to us briefly about this. I know you're super busy, but I love hearing about Southeastern Oklahoma State from other people, you know, especially our alums and people that have gone to go on and do great things. And so I always ask people this: what else? What else is there that you want to bring up, that you want to say that I may not have covered?
I think that you covered it all. I think that one of the biggest things that I would like people to know is that I think I underachieve in life if I die, and the only thing that people know about me is I'm a great basketball player. There's so many things to that, and there's so much, to me, responsibility with what I've been given and the opportunity that I had to share with other people. So I think that would be the one thing that I would say, is that this book, if buying this book, is not, you're not going to buy this book and read about my records and read about a lot of basketball. You'll learn about Crystal Robinson, the person.
Well,
and connection, that's a connection. When you said it earlier, you learn, you can't relate to people if you don't, and that's the way you learn, is learning each other's stories.
Mm-hmm. That's
how you connect to people. Without the stories, it's hard to build a connection, for me anyway.
I agree, and that's the thing. I love sitting down and talking to people, like, and just learning their story and what brought them there, because that's the greatest thing about college athletics, is you have a team of so many different individuals that come from so many different places, and you guys, and we gel together and play as a team, and so that things like that are so fun to learn, and learn about other people's experiences and all that. So, well, Southeastern alumni, Crystal, again, I thank you so much for sitting down with us today and talking about this. You know, you've done a lot. You've been able to play a lot, see a lot. Being a WNBA champion is huge. Being in the Oklahoma Hall of Fame, I'm an Oklahoma guy, so I love it when I get to talk to people that have represented the state at the national level. That's fantastic. I appreciate it. Savage alumni, if you want to go order the book, go to Amazon.com. Type in Finding Myself by Crystal Robinson. Pre-order it. Please pre-order it. Goes live on April 26th. I hope I get mine that day. Crystal, thank you so much for sitting down. Love to talk more about getting a book signing set up on campus. That would be fantastic. I think it would be great. Outside of that, have a great day. Thank you so much.
And call me anytime, Seth. If you need to call me and say, hey, we got this thing coming on, make an appearance. If I'm around, I'll pop in. No problem. Okay.
I will. I'll definitely do that.
Or if you need me, call me. I'll be there.
I'll definitely do that for sure. You need to come check out the new weight room. I know I sent that to you, but it's going and seeing what we used to have to now. It's incredible. It's an incredible thing. And we're so proud to have it. And yeah, I'll give you a shout. We haven't had a grand opening yet, but because of COVID and all that. But when we do, I would love to get you up here and have you check it out and meet our new university president as well. He's fantastic, and I think you would really like him.
Sounds awesome. I can't wait.
Awesome. Well, have a great week. Thank you so much for representing Southeastern. Thank you so much for all you do for us. We appreciate you. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.